Hello, 7th graders. Your video is covering section 1.1 out of the book, which is on comparing and ordering numbers. And so first, we need to discuss a couple of terms. Integers, that's just a strange word for the set of the positive whole numbers. They're opposites in 0. So any whole numbers, any counting numbers, including negatives. So -7 is an integer, 0 is an integer, 595 is an integer, 595.5 would not be. It's not a whole number. Opposites, two numbers that are the same distance from 0 on a number line. So my example would be -7 and -7. 5 and -5, 3 and -3. Those are all opposites. So here's one of our rules. When adding two like numbers, meaning they're both positive or both negative, you add them up and keep the same sign. So for example, if I have a -7 and a -3, they're both negatives, so I can just add them up and it becomes a bigger negative, -10. If they were both positives, you would just add like normal. 7 and 3 is 10. The other rule is the one that gets a little bit tricky sometimes. When adding two numbers with different signs, so now one is positive and one's negative, you subtract the numbers and you keep the sign of the bigger number. So for example, if I have -7 and +3, they're not the same sign. My negative is bigger, so I'm going to go 7 minus 3 is 4, and then I go back and look which number is bigger, 3 or 7. 7's bigger, so it's -4. It's just like having $3 but owing someone 7. Where are you at in the long run? You still owe them $4. You're in the hole. I lost 7 yards on the first play. I gained 3 on the next play. What's my net yardage? -4 yards. If I had a +7 and a -3, I still have different signs. The 7's positive, the 3 is negative. So I'm going to go 7 minus 3 is 4. This time the positive is bigger, so it'll be a +4. So here is the main thing to remember about this section. Bigger negatives are actually smaller numbers. So -10 is smaller than -5, even though the 10 is bigger than 5, because -10 is further away from 0 on the number line. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller the higher the negative gets. So -7 would be less than -3 when you're comparing it. Keep these things in mind, and we will talk about them more next time I see you. Have a good night.